Good morning, everyone. And today I wanted to talk to you about TikTok. So I know it's something that I keep banging on about, but it's something I feel is really important. And I just want to go through a couple of reasons why I believe that every agent and agency should be on TikTok and building a presence at the moment. Now, the first thing that I see in here quite a lot of is my audience isn't on TikTok. Now, guys, I'm telling you, there's a bit of a shift at the moment, especially with demographics, probably sub 30, maybe even 35, that are starting to spend less time on Facebook and they're going over to TikTok. Okay, so I'm telling you that is a fact. People are starting to pull away from Facebook simply because it's becoming so salesy at the moment. Everyone's trying to sell something, and that's not what these platforms were designed for. That's not why people go on Facebook to be sold to. They go on there to be social. So that's why we're starting to see the rise with platforms like TikTok. So the first thing, let's go back to my audience isn't on there. Now, your audience may not be on there now, but they will be. So we need to remember that when Facebook and Instagram started, Facebook back in 2003, 2004, Facebook was piggybacked off the back of MySpace. It was for high school kids back at the time. Instagram was for teenagers, and now look at how they've exploded. So yes, it's been about 15 plus years. But if we look back, so I started marketing property on Facebook 2012, so almost 10 years ago now, and just look at how it's come. So if we do also look at the fact of what happened with Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp and Messenger last week or the week before where they crashed, as a marketing agency, we were okay because we had other platforms that we could go to. So we had Snapchat, we had TikTok, we had Twitter, we had YouTube. So we were fine. And it was fine because we'd started building our audience on these other platforms. So I'm not saying that you need to go and dismiss Facebook and Instagram completely. I am saying that you need to put a little bit more time into your other platforms, because there will come a day when they are relevant. And if you are not there, you are going to be irrelevant. And I'm seeing a lot more agents putting time and energy into these platforms at the moment and building their audience. So by the time, in 12 months' time, if you decide TikTok is where you need to be, it's going to be too late. You're going to be coming from behind the eight ball. So we do need to really look at the future. Now, I want to show you this screenshot here. This is an example of my own property that I sold a couple of months ago in Newcastle. And if we have a look, we can see that 92% of the viewers came from Australia, 2% come from the United Kingdom, 2% come from the United States, and 1% came from Canada. And we've got followers across the globe. So it was really good to see that the majority came from Australia. Now, out of that, we had close to 2,500 views. So the reason that that's so important is if I'm walking into a listing and I'm up against a competitor, when it comes to the social media element, I can go to a vendor and say, hi, I know you're not on TikTok, but there are people that are. And as you can see, my latest listing had 2,500 or close to 2,500 views. 92% of those come from this country. Would you like me to put you in front of 2,500 people who are in this country who have an interest in my content on my page? What's my content? It's selling real estate on social. Do you think that that's going to have a bigger pull than someone who's just going to post an image on their Instagram page? Guys, if you're taking money from a vendor for vendor paid advertising, especially for social media, you need to be putting it into social media. If you're taking $200 or $300, and look, I hope it's more. I hope it's more. There's 4 digits in your VPA for socials. I really hope that you're spending it wisely. And if you are a vendor watching this, you need to be asking about TikTok. You need to be asking, when someone has a social media strategy that they're putting in front of you, ask what that strategy is. And if it's just posting on TikTok to their database, that's not social media. You can do that yourself, okay? You shouldn't be paying for that. We owe it to our vendors who are paying us to be across social media. And if we're going to be putting content on social media, we need to know where to put it. So that's 2,500 people in that screenshot that would have missed it. Now, I've been building my TikTok presence now since probably about Christmas, which is why we're getting these great results. We've already seen in Melbourne, properties are selling through TikTok marketing. And the guys down there, Collins, they are doing a absolute cracking job with their TikTok marketing. I suggest you go and follow them. But guys, that's it for today. I really want you to consider what your social media strategy is. If you are just relying on Facebook and Instagram, I'm telling you now, in 12 to 18 months' time, that's not going to be good enough. You are going, at some point, you are going to have to adapt. And I know, guys, I know how frustrating it can be trying to learn a new app. You've got stuff that you're trying to list and sell and lease property and show property and everything like that. Open homes are back open today. I get the last thing that you want to do is learn another profile. I completely appreciate that. Unfortunately, this is the way that the world is going, and you need to be on across everything. Vendors are expecting you to be across everything. So guys, that's my job. That's what I'm here for. If you'd like to discuss your social media strategy, please get in touch. And I look forward to having a chat with you. Have a great day, guys, and I'll talk to you soon.